It makes total sense that if I'm going into automation, I'm going to lean on people. Someone has to guide me through this process. For either one of you, I'd love to hear your answer. Who I guess is the best combination of people do you think that is to team up? Sometimes it's the users that need automation, but then the buyer is not sure of what projects to go in. You mentioned earlier that the toolkits, it's not clear because there's a lot of tools. Salesforce is a big company. It's got a lot of tools, a lot of options. So it's not really
Yeah.
clear. Maybe I need what I need. It's also like you need diverse thoughts. You need people that can do this planning. If I'm a company coming to how do I get started? I guess this is the best thing. How do I get
Right.
started? Like, I think this is a great idea. How do I get started?
All right, so I'll add some points, and Joyce, maybe you can go after. So beyond the center of excellence and beyond all of this stuff, we realize that this is a gap, right? Exactly what you just brought up. And the solution that we have for this is we're actually in the process right now, at least for Salesforce, and I don't see any reason why our customers can't do the same thing, right? Is we're building out a community of practice. Anyone that has any interest in automation can actually come in, join that community, and we're learning from each other. This is a place where people can come in, they can collaborate, whatever automations they're building. So you asked about tools, right? It depends on the problem, right? We can't have a solution built first. We have to know the problem, and every problem comes in with a different solution or a different set of solutions, right? Even today, for example, I started off by talking about RPA. We quickly realized that when you're looking at a process end to end, RPA is a tiny part of it. What about the rest of it? If I still have to have people manually doing a repetitive task for the rest of it, what have I gained really, right? So now we started to look at things like, we brought in MuleSoft, right? The MuleSoft family of products. MuleSoft has just acquired a RPA company as well, Service Trace, right? It's now called MuleSoft RPA. And it's a great addition to their tool set because now we've got MuleSoft Anypoint for our integrations. That leads to really fast integrations because the connection's already built, right? The connector's already there. We've got Composer for ease of use. We talked about ease of use earlier, which is so important, right? We want to do a no code, low code kind of deployments. And then we have our RPA now. In addition, we're bringing in Slack, right? So we're like customer zero for all of our Salesforce products when you think about it. And all of these solutions can totally be, because our business processes don't change that much. People may have different systems and applications, but at the end of the day, when you're doing invoice processing, everybody in the world is doing invoice processing. Everybody in the world is going through legal contracts, right? Everybody is going through onboarding an employee or offboarding an employee, right? The problems are similar. And so our solutions hopefully, will benefit our customers. Our learnings, our solutions will benefit our customers. So when we have this community of practice, we call it Automation Hub. People can come in, they can upload, their automations in there, and we can create a repository of reusable assets. It's almost like App Exchange, right? Where you can come in, upload it, people can then download it based upon their particular problems and then customize it to whatever their needs are. And that's kind of how we're addressing it.
Okay, so that hub concept got me fired up because I was thinking about on my personal level, right? My personal life, I don't need Salesforce and its family of tools to do what I do at home, but I do use tools and I do want them connected. And for example, like you said, there's certain things that happen every month. I'd love to have them be automated. So I get like Zapier, and then I get like you mentioned the community, right? The automation hub. On Zapier, there's tons of people building they call them zaps, things that I can do to make it easy for myself. So is this what's happening at Salesforce, this automation time? Like people are, hey, I figured out this new quote to cash thing. From the moment I send out a proposal to the moment I actually receive cash, so many steps in the process. I've automated that. Here, check it out, enterprises. I've built this. Is that what's happening? People are coming with the automations and it
That's
makes it easier for me to say, yeah, I want that.
That's the idea. That is exactly the idea there, right? Because I think otherwise what's happening is we're a huge company. I mean, we are a 77,000 plus company. I have never worked for a company that big. And just the magnitude of it, of getting out there to every employee to make their lives better, it's a huge task, right? And the only way we can do this is by learning and collaborating together, because otherwise we're going to be reinventing the wheel constantly, working in silos.
So, Joyce, what type of impact is this activity going to have in your role doing the research and insights and understanding people? Like, is this a major step? Like, I'm assuming this is a major accelerator because now I don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just talked about how hard it is to even pick the tools. But if I'm picking the solutions first, I feel like that's going to be easy. Like, oh, I have that problem. This is how I solve it. And then it's like you're going reverse. And then it's like, this is the tools that you need to actually do that thing.
Yeah, providing templates and providing easier to use flows. Like right now, I think flow is still difficult. Based on my conversations with customers, even flow experts find it sometimes hard to do things like data integrations and how do you pull data from other systems like Oracle and how do you manipulate it and transform it and load it and make sure that you're getting what you want to do. I think usability obviously needs some more work so that it's easier for people. And then if we can really go to a low code scenario, I mean, we keep all companies are talking about low code, no code. Have we reached a point, we as in all of the industry, not just Salesforce, have we reached a point where we are really no code? No, we haven't. Have we reached a point where some of us are decently low code? Yes, we have. It's a constantly morphing scenario and it's a constantly morphing persona, right? As low code, no code becomes declarative tools become more easy and more prevalent, anyone can manifest complex automations, right? The thing I find fascinating from a research perspective is what I am calling, and it's not an industry standard, I'm calling it a morphing persona. We are humans, we change, we grow. I am not the same persona I was 5 years ago. So I cannot say developer persona for automation is like this today and it will stay like this forever. It will change in as short a time as like 3 months or 2 months. Then who am I studying as a researcher? I'm studying a moving target. And as technology moves, my target moves and morphs. So I'm calling it a morphing persona, right? Are my insights durable? The jobs to be done are the same. Like Shalini said, the process of creating an invoice is still the same. Then how durable are my insights? How does my job to be done landscape change as the job performer does these what I call mini graduations? They graduate now, they can make flows, decently complex flows in Salesforce, right? In Flow Builder. As an ethnographer, this opens up very, very exciting possibilities from a longitudinal study perspective. If I were to study how automation grows in the next few years, what is it going to be like? Is it persona change? Is it behavior change? Is it task change? And how can I tie it back to product development and make sure that we are building solutions to resolve problems in underserved areas, not overserved areas where there are five other competitors who are already solving the same problem. Like, how do we identify those? And that's where research comes in and jobs to be done comes in and problem hypothesis comes in, and you say you study the changing landscape. It's a moving target, so you constantly study it and constantly update your insights and make sure they're translatable. Generally speaking, 86% of employees surveyed believe that automation will help them to increase productivity and growth. However, only 11% of employers are looking to automate their processes as a substitute for human labor. Look at that difference. 86% want things to be automated, 11% of employers are willing to put money into it. There is this tremendous opportunity for all of us. 67% of companies use business process automations that improve the visibility. Like a manager has to see what's happening. Think of Amazon, purchasing
Yeah.
things on Amazon. Where is the thing in that entire process? Where am I? Did something happen here? Did something happen here? Was it successful? 67% of companies use this. Only 24% of companies have started implementing low code process automations. So more and more companies are jumping onto the automation bandwagon. Hyper automation is a thing now. I mean, it's been a thing for a while. I think it's a great, great place to be working. And I'm very excited to be working in this space. And very soon, hopefully, more things will be automated than before.
Absolutely. I think it's a game changer if it's done correctly. I think
If
that's
it's done, yeah,
the so
if done correctly.
yeah.
IT Visionaries is powered by Salesforce Platform and Dreamforce. Did you know the very best Dreamforce sessions are available for free on salesforce.com/plus? We recommend watching the Platform and MuleSoft keynote to get the down low on doing more with less and increasing efficiency with automation.